Hey there, Leo. This is Joy with Joy of the World, here to take an intuitive peek into the energies going on around you. Friends and subscribers, welcome back. And if you are new to this channel, click that subscribe button down below, baby. It is free as always. And if you would like to be notified anytime I post new videos, just ring that little bell out beside it and they will be sure to let you know. So share because you care, baby. Help get this message out so people be big, bold, bright, beautiful. The star on top of the tree for Christmas. I don't know them forever and ever. Amen. You talk about star on top of the tree. You're like, here's the hermit. Hermit is showing up twice. Your cards aren't even out because you're like, Joy, we want to get to the point. We have the Black Tarot coming in this week to offer us the question to our answers. Isn't that interesting? Question to our answers. So the question, first of all, would be, what is inside this lantern? That is the star, and that is you, is the divinement of who you are. And you know where you're going, and you've been working for some time. And it's a bit of a weight upon you because this disguise that you've been wearing to drop down and dumb down your fascination has actually slowed you down, and you're wanting to speed this sucker up. And you're like, bring it in. We got the Eight of Wands coming on in here. And you're like, how do we hurry this up, Joy? How do we hurry it up? Well, of course, you know, I love me some Big Papa. He my man. Mwah. That's right. He comes on in to create the shortcut without the short change. And he's just been sitting over here watching some of what's going on this week. But you are the one he actually did a peep in with. So this Eight of Wands is in between the two hermits showing up in stereo here. Okay, this is what we have going on. I'll give you a little peek at my world that we have. And this is you wanting to run it to the star, to run into yourself and to regain possession of it. So it's almost like there are two yous, which would make sense. Y-O-U. Which would make sense. I talk about the full into life and the full into death. As we know, Leo, hermit doesn't play well with your energy because you are the star. You are the sun here on earth, the one that is meant to be seen and to illumine our world for us. And as we know, going into a dark chasm to try and light up the dark isn't your thing. You just rise and shine every day, feeling fine, just like you are. And all that is in here, all the plasma, all the dark matter, draws towards you out into the world, affording the world the opportunity of being able to see brightly, see beautifully. But we have to remove this weightiness, this cloak of the old day and the old way. That could also be the era of earth that is clearing out that old earthen energy, but it's way more ancient than that. It goes back, you know, thousands of years of what we have going on here, which must be why just to the side of the hermit, we have the high priestess coming in. Now, man or woman here, friends, this is the high priest or the high priestess, but this is you. That divine knowing mint. And mint must be the word today that they keep swirling around here. But that's the knowing mint of yourself. Like, it's showing the breath, the plasma of knowing what you're made of, knowing what you're here for, knowing who you are, and not a purpose to accomplish. The who-ness of who you are, the amness of who you are, the fabric of your very being. You saying, let's dive on into some Lion Strider over here, the Knight of Pentacles. You talk about, I'm the one who wants to taste it, touch it, feel it, smell it. I want it to pass through my lips, on my lips, around my lips, on my hips. You are being frisky, Leo. I knew that there was autumn fever coming in for everybody. Ooh, stuff is flying. What are you doing here? Inversions? What is going on up in the middle? What is happening? Y'all know I don't keep my ducks in Virgo. Give me a second while I put my eye on the bigger story, because it's not just the cards that come out. It is the story within of how they are moving. No wonder you were waiting. No wonder you're waiting, you're connecting. Okay, so just a moment here. So, the disconnect. So we're healing the disconnect of why this tower came along and inverted your sun. And it goes pretty far back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going back like 6 to 10 to 12 years. You heard the slap of my cards because that's how I feel about that. Because this message this week is all about be abundant. This is divinement. This is connection. This is life's connection to you, love's connection to you, prosperity's connection to you. Remember, the plasma is all connected to you. Everything must be connected to you because all things revolve around the sun. If we don't get ourselves straight and know who we are in the center of our chart in the eye of God, it just messes everything up. And someone encapsulated you long time ago, stuck you under this shroud like a curse, like a spell, like a whatever. I'm a little bit miffed that we had some of that going on up in here. How we break this? What are we doing? Okay. I'm going to get an angel on this. Ooh, baby, Gebra. Gebra is bringing in a new message. That new electricity, that new energy of empowerment. Back it up when you're saying. So let's see what just happened there. Who are we backing it past? We're backing it past empathy. You're not going to give up your space and place anymore for other people, because that has been a burden and a rock. It has scoured you like scrubbing a toilet. You are not beneath yourself. So we should never have to give up ourselves for anyone, anytime, any place, anywhere. All right? Beware of the one who asks you to. Beware of even an inference around your ears that doesn't even come from human lips. That is not your thought. They're telling you incoming. Be yourself, the divine connection to yourself. This is showing up a lot like Chinese medicine of the Ren and the Du, it's kind of an energetic meridian that runs along the central force of our body, like a centrifuge, okay? It's your motivation. It's your encapsulation. It's your full-on connection. It's your superpower. It's your superpower, and it's what you hang your hat on. It is what you clothe and dress yourself in, your confidence, your boldness, your divine perfect connection. It's what others find precarious is perfect for you. It's easy. Like, somebody who was raised using chopsticks is proficient with them, right? But someone who's new to it, it's a little bit precarious to them. This is the proficiency of who you are. They're saying, don't shy away from it. Don't shy away from it because of what had been done to your heart, the spell that had been cast on you. And this spell is a bondage of poverty, of financial internment, like an internment camp of having to pay off the debts of others. And that kind of pisses me off. And that you're still bleeding and bound because of it. And you don't even know, because it's like, how do I move forward if I'm not whole? I'm HOLE. I got some holes up in me because I've been backstabbed, front stabbed, side stabbed in there. It's sitting right next to be abundant. It's like, but this is what we got now. This is your power hour coming on in. This love connection, this life connection, this thing that delivers you out of this power to move forward, the permission to move forward and to run into who you are, and not like run into like a person. Yes, that is true. And they're like, hi, here I am. They're calling under you because you leave in that dark. You like, wait, could it go there? There we go. You like, here I come. And this is you leaping forward in that Saturnian energy that Big Papa is affording you, okay? Into knowing thyself, the fabric of who you are. Okay, the divinement of who you are, of restoring what this tower destroyed. And it destroyed you because it didn't do away with you altogether. It just cloaked you and masked you and put you under the bondage of someone else's owings. I'm like, So let's see what that little bit, how much they want me to know of what mends and heals it. Where did the break and the rift occur? Sorry, I'm trying to make room for all this noise up in here. And don't you be making room for any more noise up in your head. You don't have to entertain that fuggery anymore. No more of that spell casting of getting you to do yourself in, to be your own worst enemy, to undersell yourself is what they're talking about. Underselling yourself or selling yourself out for another. And that's very much the message that the High Priestess is coming in to give. You don't ever have to convince anyone, okay? Or explain yourself. If you do, there's like a power differential thing trying to go on, that when you expose yourself, it's so you can be broken down and overtaken. Not saying that for always, but who needs to hear it is hearing it. All right? So let's back up for a second to Keter, the crown of spirituality, because it's tying in over here with the devil. That mindset. Here is the bondage. This is like the up close and personal view. And I'm not always that way. I'm a Capricorn sun, y'all. So the devil can be sexual pleasure too. It can be fun. It can be running the gamut of life. It can be promotion. It can be lots of things. Okay. And that's what we have to know, is which way is the star turning? Which way is the formation moving? Which leg of life is it standing on? But so this is like a close up picture of what is going on here. So now we know this is over here set out trying to be in your future, blocking your abundance. is the remembrance of this issue, but it's a lot of paper trails. It's a lot of legal connections that were going on. So for most of you, this was a marriage or a legal connection. It could have been a legally binding business proposition or of such. But someone was held guilty / accountable. And it puts you into the depths of the water, because I'm seeing that the sickly power of the whale being taken down to the depths of yourself to have to recover. Some of you, that's bankruptcy. That is bankruptcy right there. But see, this coat hanger kind of coming in, that's very much what's showing on here. It's about coming out of the closet. Coming out of the closet of degradation. Coming out of the closet of bleeding love, of feeling like that this was meant of you, that, you know, this is your penance for making bad decisions or not seeing the red flags, or whatever price had to be paid is your fault. Now, at first it might have taken a couple of clicks and turns to make that settle in, but once it's stuck, it was there. And you've been put out of your own life by being put under a rock. I don't know, put you under a rock, but we're calling your energy back by the power of the 7, the almighty boomerang, to bring you back and to return you to your favor, because that is very much you, Leo. And that's what he's doing here, is returning you, restoring your heart and mind to be on the same page, so that you can fully inhabit your body, that you can have the pleasure and fulfillment, satisfaction that your chart divined for you. Your chart means who you are in your wholeness. WHOLE, your wholeness, okay? So it was between, what was it? The Ace of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Ace of Swords. Yeah, so that definitely has to do with that legal binding contract. 2 keys, security, safety, all those things were infringed and impinged upon. And as we see, there's only one who paid for it. And one who's been put out. Look at that sickly bear who's been in the hibernation. This is like the reiteration of this hermit. Can you see that? And it caused you cosmically. It caused you, and it cost you cosmically. Having to pay spiritual debts for other people, dear Lord. That can be so hard to come out of, because it can be that the mind play can come in and continue to mess with you about what did you do wrong, and how do you not do it again, and what did they do, and it went here. And even if you're not a blamer, having to move through that energy and that entity all the time is what has kept you under the rock. When you're shiny, you're beautiful, you're new, you're here, you're now, you swift, remember? You'd be like, where is it? Shoo! You coming up on out of there, out of the depths, being called forward into this glorious light, into the bright shining star you are, into the solar sun, being returned to above ground. No more of this. You're being returned to yourself, okay? Now, to those of you who need to know this story will be making sense to you. But that was the Ace of Swords. The thing that was supposed to be your reward, that promise fulfilled, became the betrayal. Became the very thing that nailed you to the cross, that pinned you to the stake, that put your roots down in the wrong place and obligated you there, that you couldn't get away from it. For whatever reason, that's what they're saying. They're like, don't keep letting this move around your mind to try and solve it. Don't try and solve it. Get your running shoes on, your bare feet, whatever it takes. This is all that needs to occur and happen. Returning to self. Returning to self. And Big Papa's come on in to make sure that happens. Okay? Your full deliverance. Your full deliverance. That you're no longer down in full poverty, bag and bones, and having to wonder anymore, and having to wander anymore. Okay? Because even though you were pinned down, it was a wandering and a wondering of like, how did this go wrong? How did the reward become the punishment? How did it? How did it? And they're talking here clearly. This is coming under the double, the gift of free will. The gift of free will, because in a legal contract, in that thing, whether it was, work related or love related or familial bonds, that type of thing, blood related, that type of issue going on here, it only takes one to ruin it. It takes 2 people to be married. It takes 2 people at least to be, in business together, if you're going in on that type of a contract type thing. 2 parties there, and only one has to be disgruntled and to put it out and throws the whole thing out of funky junk, out of whack, all that going on. And so it's the one lesson that they said that they're talking about to you, the one good thing, the illumination, is to understand that you now clearly see how powerful our will is. And if somebody wants to suffer, they want to punish, they want to ruin, they want to destroy, that's what they have all up in their mouth, all up in their world, all up in their grill. Let them have it. This is you at all times. If it's that other, walk away. Walk away. Walk away. That's not a price that life is asking you to pay. They're not saying, are you willing to pay it? They're like, hello, this is our message. We just covering that up. We're just healing it right now. Okay? Be abundant. This is your abundance, your radiance, your beauty, your life. Afford yourself this. Okay, friend? So let's put all this back with what has been going on. And above the Hierophant of the running and the return to self is the Page of Swords. Why'd they say swords? I said swords, but it came out like swords, your spirit words, incoming spirit words. So begin to build yourself up. And this isn't false. No, whatever first confidence, whatever first rays of light, petals of light begin to break through is like, I am lovable. I am lovable. You know, I deserve to be well fed. I believe I'm powerful, I'm capable, I'm beautiful, I'm attractive. And that doesn't just mean outwardly. It means, you know, energetically like this, right? It's that knowing thyself, letting that energy begin to return to you, and it will eventually form into these words. Incoming spirit words. This cloud is being stirred up right now because we creating a front. We keep creating a front on this old shiz diz going on over here, and we are not okay with it. It's not the way it's going to be anymore. Okay? Not that the hermit is bad, but here, that is you having been put under spell and obligation, a debt, okay, for another. And it's out of line and it's out of sorts. And like, that's why Big Papa's here, is to serve the justice. How do I know? That's the final card over here that's coming in. Ultimately, it was the sun. But what that tower did, that tearing down of oneself, it's all making sense. It's all going into place. Now that broken heart that broke you down, tore you down, destroyed your home, destroyed your heart, put a hole in it. Put a hole in your ship, your boat, your vessel of what used to carry you and what you used to care about. And that stirred you up. And I am telling you, we have another Eight of Wands coming in here. Destiny is going to chase you down and overtake you. All the words of love are going to come down and they're going to fulfill you. It's going to find you, and it's going to find you from a higher level because we have the pheasant coming in. The pheasant is a sign of royalty, of one who's highly accomplished, one who's very skilled in whatever area it is. And often it does have to do with financial abundance, sharing, caring, someone who has multiple houses. And so they share that luxury with you and afford it to you without crowding you. They're not like, when I'm there, then I'll invite you. No, it's more like, here's some keys. Make yourself some peace. Make yourself some time. Just go and get back to who you are. Refine who you are. Connect with who you are. Divine with who you are. And all these faces are lighting up like popcorn, like beep, 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 beep. Happy little cheery faces going on around here saying, yes, be abundant. You are abundant. I speak the blessing over you now, Leo. You are abundant. Abundant joy, abundant life, abundant happiness, abundant satisfaction with oneself, abundant joy. I love that you're abundant sensually, that you're like, hey, we're here on the planet of senses. I want to be satisfied and fulfilled. If I cook it, I want to taste it. If I see it, I want to enjoy it. I want to feel it. I don't just want to keep lying to myself and telling myself, because I've been put off for far too long. I know what that's like. I've been under the rock. And this is Diana Ross singing, I'm coming out, coming. That's right. You want the world to know. You got to let it show that you're here for more than just the sacrifice, the martyr. You're here as the inspiration, the divine ment, the divine channel, the divine channeler. You getting all like, now I'm telling you. And look at what it does to your heart. You can look that truth straight in the eye. That's the spirit words that were incoming that you need to hear. Play this again and again if you have to. Whatever minutes you have to, whatever portion, whatever you need, we're here for you, okay? This is your message to you, friend. I am just the microphone, and it's my joy and pleasure to be able to share this moment with you as you receive the washing of the words of the water. This is this coming in, washing over you, these love letters, this truth of who you are, this reward that is not a false promise, because it is not made by a man nor by someone else's will, okay? This is made by justice itself, by Big Papa bringing that balance in. Remember how you were cosmically challenged before? Okay, this is that reward coming in. That it could only stand the test of time for so long before it finally broke, and reward has to return to you. Because Leo is the sign of favor. That's what the sun does. They said, the sun shining on it, it gives life and is life-giving. And that brings in the full communion. The taste and see. The taste and see, the W for your whole. The whole that you had before, the HOLE, is now WHOLE, and that is your justice. The mending of your own will. That no longer are you having to bend your will because of what all went on here. And having to, that will, bending your will is about having to make yourself do something that you don't want to do, right? When you're having to be accountable and pay debts for other people that weren't even yours, yeah, it's going to make you want to climb under a rock, hide your head, go to sleep, pass out, wonder how you go get up again, stay up all night, burn the candle both ends, whatever, wear you out, make you tired, make you trudge along. You're like, the moment you shed all that, this is you and your free self, running, divining, going forward, shining, opening, blossoming, unfurling, blessing our world with your presence. I want to say thank you to Keter for bringing all this in, returning the power of who you are, that understanding to your soul, your body, your mind, and your fulfillment. Now let the breath of life come fill you. Let it come fill you and restore you. Let it reconnect you to the fabric of who you are, to your being. And Big Papa is shining over here with his smiley eyes looking at you, saying he loves you, Leo. The power of pure love is here for you, friend. Leave your comments, your compliments down below to whoever, to me, to I don't know. But share your story with us. We want to get in on it here and color our world with your love as we celebrate who you are and your beautiful self. I love you, friend. We'll talk again soon. Bye.